Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. The latest HOI4 DLC was just released and you might be wondering, is it worth buying? I was lucky enough to get early access to the DLC, so in this short video we will talk about what is new and I will share with you my experience to help you decide. If that sounds interesting, then this is the right video for you. Before we start, however, as it is tradition, let me give you a quick answer in case you're in a hurry. In my opinion, Graveyard of Empires is, generally speaking, not worth buying. But let's talk about it a bit more in detail. First of all, it is important to remember that this is not a major expansion, it is a country pack. So we do not get, and we should not expect, any new features. A fair comparison would be with the last country pack, Trial of Allegiance. And what we are getting in Graveyard of Empires are new focus trees for India, Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan. I tested all of these countries during the early access, but I particularly focused on India and on Iraq, which in my opinion have the biggest potential. Let's start with the positive. The new focus trees are quite big, and there are plenty of options both for historical and non-historical paths. I can see that the developers made a genuine effort to add as much new content as possible. Let me also add that they proved to be willing to interact with the community and listen to feedback. For some of these trees, they also added a very cool new feature, and that is the ability to make a separate piece with some of the great powers you're at war with, rather than being stuck in an endless war. In particular, I am referring to India becoming independent, both in the Mughal path and in the Azad Hind path, which I'm following here, and being able to sign a white peace with the UK as soon as you capitulate the British Raj, at least in the case of Azad Hind. As soon as the Raj goes down, you can get a white peace with the UK and become independent. This is very cool and much needed, and I would really like to see something like this applied a lot more often to other countries in the game as well, especially when playing as minors. Alright then, so why would I not recommend getting this DLC? Well, the main reason is that, to be completely honest with you, in my opinion, despite the new focus trees, as big as interesting as they may be, all of the countries in this DLC tend to fall short in terms of potential. For example, in Trial of Allegiance, you could easily conquer all of South America with any of the reward countries, to then make a decisive entrance in World War II and even capitulate the Allies or the Axis as early as 1940. And the same can be said about the countries that were reworked in Götterdämmerung, such as Austria or Hungary. I recently made country guides about them, and in those guides we were able to defeat both the Axis and the Allies in 1940-1941. In Graveyard of Empires, however, we are very limited, both in terms of choices as well as in terms of expansion. Being surrounded either by majors, look at Iran for example, we have the Soviet Union, or big coalitions. Iraq is guaranteed by the UK, the Raj is in the Allies. Also, we're very far from the center of the war and from where the important victory points are, so making a decisive entrance in it becomes more difficult. So in the end, despite some moderately interesting paths, some controversial ones to upset the Chinese community, and some that are fun for the memes, I personally did not particularly have fun playing as these reworked countries. And if you're really interested in one of them, chances are you can find some good mods offering more options. All of that being said, please consider that I might be wrong. I played an early access version of the game, so things might change. And I definitely did not have enough time to carefully explore each path for all of the reward countries, so I might have missed something. If you're really interested in playing one of these countries, please do not let me discourage you from doing so. Speaking of which, there is one path for India which I particularly liked, and that will be covered in my next dedicated guide, so make sure to check that out. And that's all for today's video, but please make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about it. I'm very curious to hear your opinion about this new DLC, especially if you do not share my view on it. As usual guys, if you enjoy the content I make, please do not forget to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing and leaving me a comment. If you stayed with me until now, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Bye bye!